In August 1803, Beethoven orders a piano from Erard Frère in Paris. The instrument arrives in Vienna 2 months later. He referred to it as mein Französisches, so my French piano. He's interested in a new instrument, a new tool to create music, and then tries to understand it as best as he can and adjust his creativity to it. The Erard has 4 pedals. To see these 4 rods coming out of the belly of the piano would have been a very curious sight indeed for someone who's never seen this. In September 2015, Chris and I went to Linz for the first time to measure the instrument. We spent a couple of days there writing down measurements of every detail.
Zo'n mechaniek uithalen uit Beethoven zijn piano is toch wel een heel voorrecht om dat in een museum te mogen doen. En ja, ook wetende op die toetsen dat Beethoven daarop gespeeld heeft, dat geeft toch ja, iets vrolijks ook. Dus een kans dat je krijgt om dat van heel dichtbij mee te maken en eraan te komen, te bestuderen en na te maken.
Now, about 1 year later, the replica was finished.
Now we made it just like the original one.
Yes.
The French took their tremolo extremely seriously. This is how Louis Adam describes it. The tremendo must be done with such a speed that the sounds present only a continuity of sound to the ear. So it's also something celestial. It makes you want to look up to the sky, to the heavens. We call it the Waldstein Sonata. I personally think that Beethoven ought to have dedicated this piece to Louis Adam, because that's where he got a lot of his inspiration. I promised you something about the connection of that beginning C major tremolo and the last movement. So let me remind you of this effect of the triad. Now, the other thing we need is this bass, overtones, and as I said, these are actually quite strong too. And then we have in a way, what makes this kind of study so fascinating is that we realize that Beethoven was not just a composer, but he also was an artistic researcher. We've gone at great lengths, being artistic researchers ourselves, replicating this tool and reliving that whole creative process that Beethoven must have gone through. And to be doing this with an instrument of which there's at the moment only 1 copy is quite exciting indeed.